Good
Yes.
evening, you all. Thank you very much, you all, for your continuous support, cooperation, and overwhelming response in organization of every event by this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for you. First of all, I am happy and highly delighted to welcome Dr. Ajay Kumar Mishra sir, today's guest speaker for career opportunities in nanotechnology, for his acceptance of our invitation and sparing time to deliver this lecture for the benefit of the student in life sciences in India. Myself, Dr. Pitambar Humne, founder Botany for You, and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet MP Dev Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. Since the inception of this online platform, Botany for You, we have organized many workshops on CSIR, NET, JRF, preparation in life sciences. And recently, we have completed sixth part of this national workshop and 1 week induction program for the student of life sciences. Moreover, we have organized 2 days international webinar in life sciences and also 3 days life sciences discussion forum, etc. Till date, more than 70 speakers delivered their lecture through this online platform, and all these lectures are available on our YouTube channel. From tomorrow, we are going to conduct lecture series based on syllabi of life science subjects from Indian universities, and these lecture series will be made available by the contribution of members of Botany for You. This will include the titles from botany, zoology, microbiology, biochemistry, biotechnology, etc. So that the maximum number of students of life sciences in and around the nation can take the advantage of this lecture series. Now I request Dr. Deepak Koche, founder member Botany for You, who is working as professor at Department of Botany, Sri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Akola, Maharashtra, India. Deepak, please.
Thank you, Pitambar. Good evening, one and all. Respected teachers, research scholars, and dear students of life sciences. Myself, Dr. Deepak Koche, founder member of Botany for You, and also working as professor, Department of Botany, the Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Akola. It's an honor for me to introduce today's guest, Dr. Ajay Kumar Mishra, sir, who is working as professor at the Nanotechnology and Water Sustainability Research Unit, College of Science, Engineering and Technology, University of South Africa, Florida Science Campus, South Africa. Dr. Mishra recently has been recognized as fellow member and also chartered scientist at Royal Society of Chemistry, UK. He has received his BSc, MSc degree in 1997 and 2001 respectively from Purvanchal University, Jaipur, India, and MPhil and PhD degree in 2003-2007 respectively from University of Delhi, India. From March 2006 to September 2009, he was postdoctoral fellow at various South African institutes and universities. In addition, he was appointed as senior lecturer in October 2009 at the Department of Applied Chemistry, University of Johannesburg, South Africa, where he was promoted to associate professor in November 2011 until December 2014. Recently, he was appointed by University of South Africa as full professor since January 2015. He is also working as visiting professor at Robert Gordon University, UK, visiting professor at Baskir State University, Russia, and adjunct professor at Jiangsu University, China. Professor A.K. Mishra's research interest involves in the broader areas of nanoscience or nanotechnology, material sciences, polymers, composite and nanocomposite, and photocatalyst and water research. He is also actively involved in the area of nanotechnology towards the development of smart materials for various applications in the field of material sciences and water research. He supervises students involved in nanotechnology and water treatment research in projects involving inorganic pollutants from both synthetic and wastewater solutions. His research is basically focused on developing protocols which may lead to developing a technology that could be utilized for industrial purposes. He has authored over 150 scientific papers in peer-reviewed international journals, 59 book chapters, and also 26 edited books to his credit. Professor Mishra has supervised and graduated 9 PhDs, 20 masters, and 12 postdoctoral fellows, and 16 PhDs, 3 masters, and 2 postdoc fellows are already working under his supervision. Professor Mishra also delivered more than 65 keynotes, plenary or invited lectures, and also attended by himself or his group members more than 150 international, national conferences, workshops, and symposia. He has also developed a number of collaborations worldwide. For his outstanding research profile, he was awarded a number of by number of international awards. Professor Mishra also served as associate editor as well as member of editorial board of many peer-reviewed international journals. He has edited several books by renowned publishers and also reviewer of many international journals. He is also serving as member of advisory board of a number of international scientific societies and conferences and workshops. Now I request Honorable Professor Ajay Kumar Mishra sir to deliver his lecture on career opportunities in nanotechnology. Mishra sir, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pitambar, for giving me opportunity to speak today, and also Dr. Deepak for introducing, such a nice
Thank you.
way.
Thank you.
Obviously, those things is quite important in terms of how we have to know the people actually how we are going to work together, or how we are going to go forward in terms of collaboration and educating the students. So as I have been introduced, like working currently in South Africa, and today I am going to touch base of this career in nanotechnology. And I think that is going to be quite interesting to understand. So again, let me thank everyone for giving me the platform to share my ideas. And let me just start going with my first slide. And what is the knowledge? Obviously, what we have gathered together today, just to listen this talk, then you can easily see actually that is the main purpose is how you can bring the knowledge into the practice, and that can also create some job opportunity. So this is something like a kind of wealth which is not going to be stolen by your own friends or thieves, or can taken by any king. So that is the Sanskrit chants you can try to see as per our Indian origin or the scriptures it is saying. So the whole wealth is the knowledge. But obviously, if you try to see the second slide, that I think you all remember the person which is on the picture, that is Mr. Albert Einstein. And you can easily see what he is trying to deliver the message. Obviously knowledge is good, but obviously that is going to bring a lot of ego. So how you are going to balance between knowledge and ego, that is the way you need to look into that. And obviously this knowledge is going to be part of your life actually, how you can imagine. And there is a lot amazing lessons you can learn by the greatest scientist, Mr. Albert Einstein. You can easily pronounce in that way. But then coming back, from where I'm coming, and if you happen to see this slide there, India is right here, and somewhere you are based right this side, and I'm in South Africa, which is here, which is the last part of the southern part of Africa. And it has around close to 59 million population, and it's around 20 uh, I mean to say, like it's around 59 million population, and then we have close to 11 languages we speak there, and obviously you can get all kind of things right here. And if you recall, like our father of nation, Mr. Mohandas Charamkande, he spent here around 24 years, and obviously, like he has done quite a lot of impact, what is making us more proud in this soil. But on other side, if you see this one, like as I say, like in South Africa, I based in Johannesburg. Johannesburg itself meaning Johannes means gold, Berg means mine. So that Johannesburg means is gold mine. So everywhere you can try to see there is a lot of gold mines are right there, and that is why the city has different kind of name, like Joburg, Joji, then like it's a place of gold or city of light. So you can see from this slide how does it look like. And the University of South Africa is right looking like that, and it is largest in South Africa. But basically it is known for the like distance learning, but now they are making a good difference in the research as well. So now coming back, like what we are trying to discuss about the nanotechnology, and if we have to talk certain things, what you call like how do strain resistant material work, or how do electronic keep getting smaller? If you remember in 1970s or 1970s, after you can see there was a big television and maybe 3 4 people are just holding together to take it. But now we have a plasma TV, now we have a smart TV, so those things is getting smaller. And even the smartphones, like everybody is now enjoying what is called like iPhones. So how this is happening, and is it possible also to for the cancer patient not to have the side effect? Because remember, when the discovery made by Rosenberg in 1972 with cisplatin, you can try to see it like it was making a lot of side effects, and after that there is a lot of discoveries is going on. So the whole idea is like all this thinking, if you try to see, like your mind is just blowing around like, oh, how this is possible, and answer is very simple. It's nanotechnology. Because nanotechnology is the one who's going to make it possible for you. Okay. So then the idea comes to your mind as well, that what is this nano material or nanotechnology? How is the material look like? So if you have to just imagine, you have to just imagine a nanometer is around like 1 billionth of a meter. So that is the way you can try to imagine. And then if you are trying to see your human hair, which is around 10,000 times nanometer, I mean, the wider. And if you talk about your DNA itself, it's around 3.5 nanometer. So the whole idea is like we need to having this kind of concept actually in terms of what is this nanomaterial, how smaller it is, and how does it work. So as we go a little bit more further, we will try to understand in different segment how it is playing a bigger role. So in terms of like definition, if we have to talk about the nanotechnology, it goes like a field of applied science focused on design, formation, identification, and application of material and devices on the nanoscale. So obviously you are going to think about it, like how it is going to be possible. And the idea is like you can also do not see from your naked eye. Then you need some microscope, and that should be like the quite magnified. And nowadays people are using the high resolution scanning electron microscope or the high resolution transmission electron microscope just to visualize actually like the material, how does it look like, and what are the shape and size is going there, so that based on that they can try to see the morphology, I mean like how the structure is looking like, and then it can be proposed further. Obviously, like I was trying to explain, actually, like this nanotechnology, which is just like a useful creation, the functional material, and then why it is quite kind of needed, because it controls the parameter, and those parameters. If you try to see those properties, it goes like a physical, chemical, biological, and that to go with the length scale. So those kind of things is quite important for anyone to understand, actually, like how this nanotechnology is going to go, or have been traveled so far. But if we try to see this slide, like whether this nanotechnology was existing in the real life. So obviously, if you're seeing, there is certain things called man-made, and the other is like the natural. So then you can see from like the mites, the ants, the fly ash, which is the one of the the waste product from when you generate the electricity. That the power company knows this very well. Or if you are trying to talk about the human hair, and then if we talk about the DNA, as I say, is like the the size varies right there. But then comes to somewhere in the man-made side, like if you recall, some of the terminology is called carbon nanotube, which is in the form of single-walled, multi-walled, kind of carbon nanotube, or double-walled. And then nowadays people are doing a lot with the graphene material. So those and obviously the nanoparticles. So I'll go a little bit on deeper side, where you can say like how it is working. But obviously you can say like in the natural way, these nanometers or nanomaterial size was existing, and then after like when people came after certain period of time, actually, and then they try to see like how this nanotechnology can be explored. So if we try to like go like most of the audience perhaps is from Maharashtra, so you can also try to see today, like if you see the nanotechnology in ancient India, and then if you recall this picture, this is coming from the Ajanta painting. So people were using a lot nano carbon powder that time. And if you see, this is sword is very very popular and belongs to Tipu Sultan. That is also made up of nano carbon powder. So those things, the our culture was quite rich in terms of the nanotechnology, and people were quite like quite clever in terms of like generating this kind of science to the new level. So the whole idea, what brings right here, like when exactly it was, this nanotechnology has been come to the picture. And obviously you can say like there was a scientist in Caltech in 1959, and they tried to see like, oh, there is something plenty of room at the bottom. So that's how they try to see actually like something in the nano is existing right there. Later on, like in 1974, by Professor Norio, in uh, Tokyo Science University, he has coined this term called nanotechnology. So obviously, like for your understanding, but despite that, actually, like if you try to see this picture, there is also a lot of technical ground lies actually when you try to do the water. So obviously, like we do a lot of water research, and those water research in terms of like we use the nanotechnology for the treatment of various kind of pollutants, so whether it is organic, inorganic, or the other kind of are the pharmaceuticals. But if you try to see like when in the morning when you try to put the water right there in front of the sun, you can see like those water droplet works like a prism, and that's how it goes to your bones, and that's how it go like this kind of the treatment. So the obviously like these are the technologies has been already in place in our culture right there. So those things are quite important actually for us to be proud of. And then obviously like it has been discovered a lot with other kind of smart material, which is kind of nanomaterial. And then slide you can see like now people are having some smart clouds, and you can easily try to see different kind of electronic equipments are so those things are coming together. But again, if you try to see with the defense sector or the aerospace, then it goes to the orthopedic surgery, dental braces, robotic. You can now you can see like there is some dental treatment is also happening with using the nano robots actually, and then obviously the reducing vibration with the helicopter wave blades. And then obviously we talk about the fabrics, smart glasses, like you can see like how it is. So I'll just try to explain a bit by bit so that you can see how the nanotechnology is going in towards in terms of the development and changing our life. But again, whatever it is bringing, we need to be like very careful to understand it. Like it should be quite responsible nanotechnology, and this picture is quite understandable for everybody. And I think everybody must be in understanding like this is the famous picture coming from the movie called Spider-Man. And if you don't know, then you can try to see like this the spider webs, the feet. It's coming. It is all the nanoscale fibers. So then the whole idea behind me to put this picture is like what Uncle Ben says in that movie, like with great power comes great responsibility. So obviously we have to go for responsible nanotechnology, and that's how things can be made for the for helping our system and making into towards the the next generation type of material using this kind of technology. So then how you can prepare, how you can make these kind of materials. So the first one is like top down. You can cut the object smaller and smaller until attain the size needed, which is the nano size. And the second one is like the bottom up. So you can add the atoms together one by one to attain the correct property. So that's the two very well known method how you can make the nanoparticles. Then it comes like the properties. What properties can make you change at a nanometer scale. And obviously you can see like this is a thermal, which is controlling the melting temperature, the mechanical, the adhesiveness or stickiness, and the electrical is like a current, and optical is like a prism. So those are just like a few properties that is that change from the nano scale. So we need to look more broader actually, like how things is happening, especially when it is on the nano scale. So obviously, like that creates a lot of kind of material called smart material. So how you can generate actually, this kind of smart or nano material. So for the generation of commercial technology, we need to be also be very careful in terms of how you can generate. So the whole idea is like what you change actually, you change just the physical parameter, and those physical parameter, whether it is a stress, temperature, moisture, pH, electric or magnetic field, and that's how you can try to bring a design a different kind of smart material. And the one of the example you can say like nowadays if you go to the supermarket and you can see how they are using some of the polymers to wrap certain food items, and which is like also not toxic in that sense. And then after period of they have interlace of shelf life, and that's how it can be preserved and then you are eating, and that is the way actually it is not harmful but also very useful for you actually. So you can see day-to-day life actually this kind of practice is going. But then again, like you try to generate something called halochromic material, and this material is that change the color as the result of changing acidity. So like swimming pools nowadays, for the people like who has it and they want to change, check with this kind of smart material, like whether people can go and do the swimming or those kind of thing. So then they try to check using this pH meter, the pH paper, so then they can see like what are the the pH and whether it is the applicable in terms of uh, uh, usefulness or not. But again, as I said, like in Johannesburg, we also have a lot of gold mines, so we also go and check those kind of parameters in terms of checking the acidity or how is the content of the release material is there in terms of the water, and then you how you can dilute or go. So these kind of parameters is quite important, and with this nanotechnology help, you can try to go like that. And then it goes like the chromogenic system, and you can see from this one like this chromogenic system is the change of color in response to electrical or optical or thermal changes. So this includes electrochemical material which change the color of opacity on the application of voltage. So it's quite easy to understand actually like how the color change is happening, and then how it can be quite applied to our day-to-day life when it comes to the a exposure to the direct sunlight or the bright sunlight actually in that way. And this is quite important, those who might have traveled to Dubai, because that's how I see most of the hotels is now trying to put it. This is called electrochromic type of material. By using this nanotechnology, they have they are developing such a kind of glass in a window, and those windows is like when it is sunny, it is already like everything you can transparent, you can see, and when the sun is gone, automatically you no need then it will be quite you know so it was like a smart type of window glasses. So then we need to also see actually like how these things can work, how how this material can action actually, how the signals is changing. So that is a matter of like how you can try to see like once you working in this area, then you play around, and if you have to go for a bigger label of production, or just like I mentioned about the hotels and everything, then so nowadays like many ways these things is coming into the practice, and people are using even in the cars. I have noticed actually now they are trying to bring this kind of smart material. And this is quite understanding if you see like most of you are having the laptops, and you can see like what they are trying to do actually like putting some electrochromic material, and that one is like it changes with its optical properties. So that is the the color, because we want to be looking a different kind of colors in our screen. So like when you apply the voltage, and that's how you can try to bring these things. So this is mainly using in terms of LCDs and cathodes in lithium battery. So that is we are calling it like electrochromic type of material. Then it's called thermochromic. Nowadays you can see from the market like people are getting some cups actually, and those cups, like if you are putting warm, it is quite that looking that way. And if it is like a cool, you can see. So what is happening there, like it changing the color, and the sign and that glow in the dark are two recent example of the product. So nowadays this kind of things is happening like every, I think you might be also having in your home as well, and people are using a different kind of even the molded plastic material as well. So and obviously it goes with the photoluminescent pigment. So all those things is just like a terminologies for one to understand, and how it can be applied, and it is. And but the whole idea is like it is in day-to-day life for every person actually. Then it goes like thermo-responsive material, which is, as I was explaining the previous slide as well, like that changes in response to the temperature, and that is useful. And this is quite also enormous, development in terms of like. Getting some people are putting their own family picture, and that's how they are enjoying a cup of coffee together. So you can easily see actually like how nanotechnology has developed in terms of different, giving different kind of, the material, and and when you are changing the properties, actually how it is helping in terms of like uh, giving the newer products or and in your daily life. And you never know like that is also coming from the technology, I mean the nanotechnology what we are using daily to daily basis actually. So obviously this is quite understanding in that way. Then this is the photochromic type of also material. You can try to see like, people's many people they like this kind of, glasses they use. And then obviously when it goes to the exposure of light, how the color is changing. So this kind of transparentation is quite important. And now this phenomenon is also called as like a photochromism. So the idea is like, in our daily to daily life we are using this nanotechnology, and the based on this material actually, which is making our life quite smarter. And we are going to say like, we have made a great difference in terms of in like how the journey of nanotechnology is going forward. But obviously like I will touch base little bit today on the water, because we try to make different kind of nanomaterials, and that material we try to use for the application for water. So the whole idea is like, if we have to talk about the water, you need to be very very careful actually in terms of two ways we can do. The first is like we can generate that kind of awareness type of campaign, where you can try to save the water. And then obviously the researchers and the different kind of industries that they are looking in terms of generating different kind of nanotechnology. So if you have to go like even from today's lecture itself, you can try to put certain things in your house, like say no to plastic, or don't be a litter bug, or this kind of sign, because visibility makes a bigger difference. And obviously if you have to use the flush, and if you have to go number one or number two, obviously like you need to look into that way, how much water you can save or you can utilize with that one. And obviously like if you have to go for the shower, and most of the people are putting their hands in terms of when the warm water is coming, and then they try to use this, so that is wasted. So obviously you can take certain things like a bucket, or those things, so you can store, and obviously you can plant them for your gardening or certain things. Then also it goes to like this the washing of the dishes. So you can have the sink in such a way, like you can try to save water. And then bathtub is not very popular in India, but obviously in South Africa people use a lot. So the whole idea is like, if you can use the half tub, then you can save a lot of water. And I don't know actually, even in the audience, how many people are trying to repair their own the pipes where they have the leak system. So obviously that's also save a lot of water. And then a use of the glass of water, so for the washing the tube. So the whole idea is like, when even though we are doing the saving, or when we are doing the brushing, so that's how we try to waste a lot of water. And obviously, like many people, you can see like from this animation, like they try to have fun with the water. So obviously there is a water park or those kind of thing, and you can go there, and that's how you can, because the whole idea is like we don't have a lot of water which is useful, and whatever it is there, obviously there is a lot of pollutant label, and nowadays I can see like most of the houses, especially in India, like they are having that RO type of system, which is reverse osmosis, and that's how they filter, and then you can try to use. So those kind of things is quite important, because if you have the safe and clean water, obviously that changes your daily to daily life with that. So one of the example what we are trying to do, actually we are taking some polymer, which is another kind of like a waste type of material. So those polymer we use some nanocomposite material. Obviously, I'm not going further deeper in the science, and you can see like the nanocomposite material is looking like that. And once we put it in the mainstream, and you can see here, right here, like this, the colored one is like the polluted water, and the white one you can see like that is the one like the clean water, the unpolluted one. So these are the way actually you can try to bring the treatment for the water. So this is just, I thought like because I don't have the depth understanding of the audience, so I just thought like as per this animation you can try to understand it. Like we are using this nanotechnology for the treatment of water. So then there is some other kind of smart material like hydrogel, and you can see like this is this three-dimensional polymer network that is capacity to absorb the large quantity of water. So what we are trying to do actually, we are using this hydrogel material for the purification of water. And then I will show you just one of the example bit later side, actually, like how this hydrogel is working, especially when we have to remove the dyes actually, which is causing a lot of troubles. So then obviously if you have to talk about the other kind of application in the hydrogel, you can see like this is very very nice material which goes with the spinal cord generation or the drug carriers, you can see from there. It also uses in terms of the wound healing or injectable implants. You can see that people are using a lot now the plastic surgery. You can easily see actually like these are the quite well known the application of this hydrogel material, which is a kind of smart material or the nanomaterial. So as I was trying to share that information about the hydrogels, uh, and then we make this kind of the composite, and that you can see like this is the scanning electron microscope, how does it look like, and where it goes the methylene blue, which is the dye right here. And obviously if you want to see from the naked eye, this is the kind of the methylene blue dye in the laboratory made solution. And when we apply the hydrogel, how they absorb actually, and after the absorption, obviously you have the clean water. Then obviously I'm not going to say like go and drink it, because it has to go for the quality measurement. So once you check the quality and maintain the pH and those things, and that's how it can be released in the stream actually, like how it is. But in terms of like coming back to this kind of problem of the dyes, I think like most of us want to be looking like very colorful. And obviously like if you want to look colorful, you need nice clothes, and those clothing, especially the textile clothing, is quite important in terms of understanding that you need a different kind of dye. So people are using a different kind of dyes actually just to make your colorful, but that also generate a lot of bigger problem in terms of the creating some organic pollutants, and that is making our life more difficult, especially if you try to see the sea life, how it is affecting, and then it also goes to our thing. So I just thought like let me just a little bit narrate the story so that you understand like how this dye is working. And just like I share with you, like we try to make use of different kind of polymers, and then those polymers we try to make the composites. And obviously, just to make the composite is it's not like a bigger word. It's just like a mixing of two materials together. So what we are trying to do is like we take the some polymers and then the filler, which is kind of nanoparticle, and it can be a different kind of nanoparticle what you have proposed for your project actually, so those nanoparticle is whether it is silica, titania, iron nanoparticle, carbon nanotube, all kind of from 0 dimensional to 3 dimensional material, what you can try to make use, and that's how you generate the composite. Obviously you can do different way to prepare that one. If you have a some more interest, and we can discuss later on as well. And then you try to put some heavy metals, and those heavy metals like you apply there, and it goes adsorb on the surface. You can try to see from this animation right here, and then you wash it, and again you try to use it. So that's how it works, what we are trying to do this one. And for your understanding, you can easily see actually the nanocomposite. Another, this is different kind of project, but again, for your understanding, you can see like this is a nanocomposite looking like this, and when we use before adsorption or after adsorption, is looking like that. And then when we apply this heavy metals, in terms of like this is the example of chromium, where we took around 200 ppm of synthetic solution, and then obviously like when we apply our nanocomposite, you can see like it's now 0 ppm. So obviously this is also going towards more how nanotechnology is making your life very very easy in terms of like cleaning the pollutants, and providing another solution. That I am not going to go more deeper. I just take certain other example where you can see, like you have seen it. Like we have developed some nanomaterial, and then we try to use the waste. But here is some other example where we are taking the waste and then try to make the use of this technology so that we can develop advanced material. So what we have done in this project, actually, like we have taken different kind of waste, which is like dirty pulp, which comes from the paper. And paper, like this is backbone of your life. Every day you need. Obviously nowadays you need your phone, but this comes from the paper. This is dirty pulp, and after that washing, you generate some black liquor, which is just a form of carbon. Obviously there will be some cellulose, hemicellulose, or lignin. So we try to get hold of lignin right there, which is just a carbonaceous material. And when we do the carbothermal reduction, actually that is the terminology we use, by incorporating some nanoparticle, which is silica, and then we generate some silicon carbide. So you can see this is just the transmission electron microscope, the HR term, you can say high resolution transmission electron microscope. And from that waste, we have generated a silicon carbide material right here. And you can easily see these are just like some spectroscopic way, just to make you understand in that way. Then it comes like, what is the possibility, what is the future use and possibility of nanotechnology? So I must say like that is endless, and how it is going to go, then we need to try to see like just imagine like a soldier that has a uniform that can change from desert to winter and to forest by a camouflage. So by using current from a small battery to rearrange alignment of the molecules. Just think about it, this kind of molecule and the soldiers like that, and that's how you can see the how the nanotechnology is developing, and how it is going to be taking us to the next level. And obviously like we are so proud of us in terms of the active researcher in the area of nanotechnology, what is generating a day-to-day, every day-to-day basis a newer material using this nanotechnology. Then obviously we need to say like, the path, how we can make a better and more efficient future. So what we are looking actually, obviously with this nanotechnology help, we are looking and creating a lot of jobs, because you can see a lot of nano centers are most of the institute are doing that way. Then obviously they are generating some technology which is providing some sustainable solution. One of the example we were trying to give, like the how things from the bigger we are getting the smaller, and television and smartphones. I give one example right there, and the entertainment. So obviously you can try to see, like nowadays this nanotechnology is helping a lot in the entertainment and obviously the health. And you have seen some of these example, how the dental braces was using or implant, plastic surgery, actually those kind of things is highly important. So that is the kind of things I had today to speak to you. And then I have even edited several books in nanotechnology. You can see it's around a lot number, but like if you happen to go that way, then you can Google it, and those kind of information is right there. Whether I am trying to use this nano composite material, where we talk about all three kind of nano composite, which it is a polymer composite, metal oxide, mixed oxide, so those kind of material can be discussed, and how you can utilize this material actually for the treatment of water. Then the carbon nanotubes, whether it is synthesis properties or the application, you can see there. This is just like kind of bentonite, like a clay you can do, or this is like intelligent material. And this is the Wiley series, where we are talking about the application of nanotechnology in water research, or smart material. So this is just a series that goes every year-to-year basis actually right there. And then we were also trying to use this bio nanosorbent from the natural resources, then using the biopolymers, or the smart ceramic material, or using the sol gel nanoceramic material. So you can see like how nanotechnology is bringing our life easier in terms of finding some solution. And I touching base like with Elsevier, some other books what I wish to share with you, like you can also read there. And the graphenes one you can, and then these two came last 2 years actually. So you can easily see actually like this nanotechnology is really making a difference. So obviously I just want to go towards the end, just to show like your effort is actually going to change between this picture to that picture. If you have question, we can try to answer that way. And South Africa is very rich in the good culture, especially sports like this is rugby, and then golf, and whether this is like a tennis and the cricket. I think most of you know about it. And obviously we play a lot of cricket. And then obviously if you don't do anything, then you come to us and we can do the barbecue together. So that is very very popular culture. So I also wanted to say here, like I got two daughters. They are quite small, so they are also like a combination of our this using things. And then they enjoy. They are born in South Africa, and they are like as we proceed, actually they are quite enjoying this, the way the work sometimes we say, or the books they can see. So that is quite important right there. So, and that's how I want to end my talk today. And I welcome to have any kind of discussion or questions at this moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Just we have to wait for the question from audience.
Right.
Anyone from the audience who is interested to ask the question to today's our guest speaker, Professor AJAY Kumar Mishra, sir? One question from me on behalf of students. If any student from the life sciences, if he is a PG or a doctorate in life science subject instead of the chemistry, then how he can enter in the nanotechnology subject, and how he can take the help of the different institutes available in India and abroad.
That's a very, very good question. The way you try to facilitate this lecture, I could have brought more multidisciplinary area, but I try to share certain slides right there in terms of like this nanotechnology is not like one. It's called multidisciplinary. So whether you belongs to zoology, botany, physics, chemistry, all the streams is coming together, and those things is making a bigger difference. And I can tell you one of the example like what I saw, that we are driving something making called composite material. So what we try to do, like we took some student which is working in the biodiversity, and then they ask like what are the waste material is available right there. And if you try to see some of these like sugarcane bagasse is coming, or the hyacinth is coming. So and then this congress grass. So we try to grade those kind of even material and mix with the polymer, make the composite, and that's how we make. So the whole idea behind your question is coming like how can they can see their brighter future. Obviously they can see the future, like everything is multidisciplinary, like it's interdisciplinary. So what you have to do, like you have to relate your field in such a way that it is combining in the nanotechnology, and you can make use of that platform. And that's how actually like you can. And there is a plenty of jobs is open not only in India. I think India actually like more progressing now a lot. I see there's a lot of nano centers or nanotechnology type of institutes are based, whether it is a private or the government organization. But in abroad, like it's a lot, everybody, even if you read like my the current department is also nanotechnology and water. So those things is quite important to understand actually, like there is a lot things is there what you can see your future. So I don't know whether I did answer correctly.
Some students are asking which are the best universities for the post graduation in nanotechnology.
There is not a specific requirement to do the post graduation. Obviously, like if you are from the chemistry, then you need to see like you want to progress in chemistry, because later on when you are going to apply for the job, they will say, oh, you are from register in geology masters and now you want to do. So that is why we have one of the degree called set, which is called science engineering and technology. So that is the way actually you get those kind of degree. And only the criteria is like for the foreign student, like if you have the postgraduate degree, you should have like around 65% marks, and then you need to have the South African quality that certificate. So they try to evaluate based on the institution, and then they give you the SACWA certificate, and that's how you can. But obviously, like it doesn't limit you not to approach any people actually where you want to work, because they can easily try to facilitate those process like so faster. So that will quite help actually in that way. But obviously most of the project is based in nanotechnology, but we try to help in such a way like in the community. So that is quite important to understand. Yeah.
Sir, is there any degree course or postgraduate course in your institute in nanotechnology? And are the
Yes, that.
Indian student after graduation eligible to do that?
Yes. I think that is there. Obviously, if there is a local student, so they get little bit more preference. But all these things goes what supervisor is looking, and the what committee has decided, like whether they best fit in the program. So we have like a different department where people register, and then they can still pursue their the program in terms of like the doctor program. But besides that, actually, this is all like we also have the specific program which is called set degree, which is science, engineering, and technology. Yeah.
Anyone having again any question?
Carry on.
Not yet posted anyone. Only there are the routine questions at the scope of the nanotechnology that you have already mentioned in your lecture.
Right.
So we are in the end of this today's session, and it's a matter of great pride for me as a founder Botany for You to have such an eminent personality, Dr. Ajay Kumar Mishra sir, with us today, and I am very much thankful to him for his first step acceptance of our invitation for this lecture. Sir has tried to cover almost every detail with respect to the career opportunities in nanotechnology. And even I am hopeful that if there will be any query from the Indian student, definitely sir will guide and help or assist the students to make their career in the nanotechnology. In my earlier talk with him, I already communicated with him regarding the audience, and the same is reflected in his lecture. Thank you very much, sir, for such a wonderful and lucid lecture for the students of life sciences in India. I am also thankful to the teachers of life sciences from all over the nation for their support and cooperation in circulation of the brochure of this event to their students, because of whom only we are able to get overwhelming response to every event organized through this online platform. I also extend my sincere thanks to all the founder members of Botany for You, Dr. Nishikant Vase, Dr. Deepak Koche, Dr. Nitin Labhane, Dr. Tushar Wankhede, and also pioneer members Mr. Shubham Rathod, Ms. Pooja Sausagte, Dr. Rupali Shirsat, Dr. Namdev Admuthe, Dr. Shubhangi Patil, Dr. Ujwala Lande, and Dr. Gangaji for their support in organization of the event. At last, but not the least, because of whom only every event is being grand success, that is my dear students who are participating in this event. Thank you very much, you all the students. If you have any need or the assistance in academics or career opportunities in life sciences, then anytime you can message me on Telegram. By organizing such various lectures, workshops, and seminars, we are trying our best to make the students aware about various opportunities available to the Indian students of life sciences in and around the globe. And I am very much thankful to such a type of the eminent personalities who are continuously supporting us and delivering the lecture through this online platform, Botany for You. You can join with us from tomorrow for the lecture series in various life science subjects of UG and PG syllabi of Indian universities with the contribution of members of Botany for You. Thanks a lot once again, you all, for your kind support, cooperation, and response to this event. Take care. Goodbye.
Thank you so much once again, and it's a privilege to to interact everybody, and I'm more than welcome if any assistance is needed in near future. And you have my details, so it will be a pleasure to communicate further. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. If there will be any query from the student side, and if anyone interested in making their career in nanotechnology, and if anyone interested in doing some research work in nanotechnology, even in the South Africa, I will definitely convey the message of our student to you. Thanks a lot once again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.